Hey, everybody, welcome back to another amazing show. This is the Real Estate Marketing Roundtable. I have incredible guests and co-host, Mr. Nick Sakis, Mr. Jake Wolfe. We are going to be talking about, Web 3.0. We're going to talk about a crazy other stuff that, Nick has been finding out. But before we do that, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Here's your intro. Okay, we're going to get back into our second part about talking about 3.0 web or web 3.0, however dyslexic you want to be when I say this. It's going to be totally fine. It's still the same thing.
Web 03.
Web 03. Yeah.
We'll go with that one. Before we get started, guys, I want to introduce Mr. Nick Sakis. How are you, brother, man?
What's up, buddy? Hey, more importantly than Web 3 is a national holiday that's happening today, and that is National Fried Chicken Day. I hope everybody enjoys some delicious fried chicken. I know I will.
With a waffle.
Yes. And some syrup. Or Nashville hot. You like the Nashville hot?
You know what? I've never really had good fried chicken before, but that's what we're gonna.
Huh? But you would love Nashville hot because you're a sriracha guy like me. You put sriracha on everything like ketchup.
Do you people listening to this believe that shit? Greg McDaniel's never had a good piece of fried chicken before in his life.
I haven't. I really haven't.
Which one of you ladies out there are going to date him to KFC?
Move out of California. There's one more reason. Add it to the list.
Speaking of that, someone who moved out of the West Coast, we have Mr. Jake Wolfe. How are you, brother?
Good. Ladies and gentlemen that are watching, you're going to want to stick around for the show. We're going to cover a lot of ground today, and you're going to be blessed in your brain because of it, including our favorite Kentucky Fried Chicken recipe of the day.
Oh God, yeah. Are you kidding me? We're gonna have to definitely serve that up.
It's also International Kissing Day, so we all might make out too at the end of the show.
Wait a second.
Stick around
for you guys.
That is not happening unless you bring out some finger licking good chicken.
See, now we have an accord. Perfect. All right, Nick. Let's jump into the content. Where did we drop off on the Web 3.0?
You were utterly confused with everything.
Well,
I remember that. Wait, which week?
2 weeks ago.
Okay.
So I think we dropped off, like we were at the end of the show. We were kind of getting into the real value of an NFT in real estate and how it can be used, right? So I gave an example at the end of last show about how people are going to spend more time in the metaverse now than ever, but right, like, so the metaverse is going to be a place where you want to be as nice or nicer than your current location. So if you take pride in your house, you invite people over, you're going to want your metaverse land or property to be just as nice, if not nicer. And so
can you actually trash your metaverse house?
Sure, do anything you want. Yeah,
so you can do whatever you want.
Whatever you want. So the example was there was already a listing in California that had a complete rendering of the listing in the metaverse. So you bought the $2.5 million house, and then you also get an NFT version in Sandbox or Decentraland or one of the lands of that exact replica house in the web, in virtual reality. So you basically get two assets, right? Your physical
that was $150,000 bump on top.
Right.
It cost 150 G's to go ahead and pick up that house. And
so in thinking about your future as a real estate agent and your role, especially in the luxury, I can really see this taking off in the luxury segment, right? Of being able to offer people the exact replica at a base level. Here's the house in 3D. Here's the house in virtual. Also your physical location. Then the next step from that would be an NFT, like a timeshare situation where you own fractional real estate based on an NFT token. Those two things alone are going to revolutionize real estate as we know it.
Okay, you have to understand how retarded that sounds. I'm not saying you're retarded. I'm saying the concept's retarded. Because if I want to go to Hawaii and I buy a timeshare in an NFT in Hawaii, but I don't actually go there, but I can look at photos of that. Why the fuck am I going to take a photo of that and keep it in my in my wallet?
Greg, so like literally everybody's going to be living in this digital world, right? So now we're going to come home and our kids are going to be standing in the middle of their rooms with these goggles on, making weird movements, and they're going to be playing in the digital space. The scenario is this, even outside of real estate, right? When the adaption to go ahead and come into this world, there's a strong push behind it. And when we're starting to see places like Wendy's serving food, and you can literally order Wendy's and get it delivered to your house. When companies start holding meetings and making their employees all go to this digital space for their meetings, when there's monetization that happens from some of the things that we're used to doing, then it all just kind of transpires. And real estate is huge right now. There's $1 billion vertical sitting inside the virtual space. There's actually developers that are buying land and developing right now to sell. There's people flipping homes in the digi space.
Okay, we're gonna have to talk offline about this because this is hurting my head.
Here's an example. Can I give you an example of like right now?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Please.
So you said who's going to care about their virtual space?
Right.
How many people right now look at Jake's really nice background that he has a green screen? I built out my office. This is a studio, right? It looks like a regular office. I got lights everywhere. There's lights behind me. Like, this is intentional. This is my virtual conference space. It's very intentional. Right. How many agents, when they first signed on to Zoom, flipped on the camera and go, "Oh man, I look like shit. My background looks like shit. I got to figure this out because now my virtual presence is going to be live on the internet, and I need at a minimum a green screen, if not a nice background with lights and everything else." So like, you're already doing it. You're already trying to make your virtual space nicer. I would not have any of this crap in my room if it wasn't for video, right? I'm the kind of guy that would live in a closet as far as like my actual workspace to be unfocused, or to be focused and not like I wouldn't have a super nice office. I would just be a plain ass white walls, doesn't matter. I'm getting my work done. I don't care what you think of what it looks like, right? Now I'm on video every day. So it's got to be nice. It's the same thing in your virtual space. You're going to invite people over. You don't want it to be a shithole. You want it to be nice. And that's what's happening.
Okay. Maybe I'm just the retard in the room. And yes, I can use the word retard because I'm dyslexic. So everyone go fuck off. We're like, oh my God, he's so sarcastic and rude. It's like, no, man, I literally am retarded in a certain level. But
you're not inviting anybody to your virtual space, so you don't care.
So yes, Greg, everybody's going, what is this? What is that? Right. We get it. We totally understand.
And you can make those noises, but like I said before, you might not be getting a listing next week and putting any of this into play. But it's the same thing like right now. The agents that are waking up and going, "Oh, I should be doing video for my business."
That was shit. That was like 10 years ago.
Right. So in 10 years, like we're in the discovery mode right now of how are NFTs, how is blockchain, how is cryptocurrency, how's all this going to be affecting real estate? So everybody's paying attention to it right now. Is just like the agents who flipped on the camera 10 years ago and said, "This is going to be important. I better figure it out." Right. So that's where we're in right now. We are 10 years away from this really affecting your daily life in 10 years.
Okay, here's a question for you. Have you guys ever seen the movie WALL-E by Disney?
Of course.
Yes.
Okay, so you remember when at the end of the movie, like all the folks that were in their digital world and they had their avatars and they could go do whatever they wanted to do and with no recourse on them, but all of a sudden they got woken up and they're like, oh my God, human connection. Like, this is what I've been missing. I mean, are we at the starting line of crazy when it comes to not being human to human contact? I mean, even when it comes to like food deliveries, I mean, everybody's doing food deliveries or drop-offs or something else where you don't have to talk to another human being. Is that going to be something? here's my opinion. I think this is going to be something that's going to be short-lived. And short-lived could be 10, 20 years, something like that, but it's not going to be, too long. Because we have to be in front of another human being. That's like when Jake and I met up about a year or two ago. He and I went belly to belly, and we had a blast. We went bowling, we had drinks, we had dinner. I got to meet his family. It was a really personal thing. And if people lose that connection, where does society go? And will we recover from this?
So I think that's the fear for a lot of people. Everybody's adverse to change most of the time, right? But think about the utility. I think this is in a positive direction, right? We're talking about boosting our economy, helping with our time conveniences, helping people financially, helping businesses scale. We're streamlining things. We're utilizing technology to our advantage. And if we look at the last 20 years of evolution of technology to where it's at today, we've changed substantially.
Yeah.
Things are moving faster. Well, you just wait. Let's talk real estate here for a second. Wait until every single one of your buyers goes into the Web 3.0 world to go ahead and tour all of the homes that are on the MLS.
No, I think that's a phenomenal opportunity there. 1,000%. It saves all of us a lot of time for driving people around. But I mean, I take Rupert, the hound dog face, who's napping on the couch. I take him up to the dog park, and I just did a $3.1 million deal from talking about dog poo. I have another, associate that I'm going to be bringing on to my EXP team. I have other folks that are giving me referrals because we sit on a bench and we're humans and we have conversations in real life. That's what I'm afraid of losing, because if we go fully digital, yes, it's more convenient, but is it sustainable? Let's say
look at what's happening right now, Greg. We go out in public and everybody's got their damn head in their cell phone.
Yes,
you go into a restaurant and you look at a family of 4 sitting at a table, and just about every single one of them is sitting there in front of their cell phone instead of communicating with each other.
I agree.
It's already starting to evolve, and technology is already sucking us completely in. But you know what? This is going to come down to a personal choice, because to be honest with you, we're there with these already. So
and it's only
parenting is important right now, where it's like, kids, we're at dinner, put the phone away. We still are going to want human interaction. We still enjoy that. I don't think that that's going to go away, but that's going to be a personal choice as far as how people utilize this technology and let it use them.
Yeah, and per this recording, we're still in the tail end of Corona, and now we have monkeypox or whatever the fuck is going to be coming down next, whatever funny name they want to put on it.
Let's work the high gas prices first before we get into the monkeypox. Anybody that's listening, let's work on that first.
Yes, let's definitely work on that. But my point is this, is that like there's always going to be something else that's going to be coming down the road that people are going to be afraid of. I made a decision personally to not be afraid of this entire pandemic and just live my life as a normal human being. People look at me weird sometimes, and other times they criticize me, and other times they're just like, dude, I'm rolling with you. Not a big deal. So you find your crew one way or the other. So, I mean, Nick, walk me through virtual versus human interaction. Where do you see this going at the end of the day?
It's a blend. It will definitely be a blend. I think we're already in a space where, what are your options, right? People always gravitate towards the easiest thing, and we have a lot of options right now. And I think moving forward, if you look at like something as simple as the car industry, all right, so if you look at the most popular selling vehicles right now, and the whole theme of most car companies right now, sedans are completely gone. It's all-terrain off-road vehicles, which represents freedom, right?
Interesting.
We are traveling across country in our RVs. We are selling our homes. We are craving that freedom. We're moving away from cities into rural areas. We're planting our own gardens. We're doing all these things, which is the complete opposite of being held down by technology. The concept of it, right, is I want to move. I want to get off the grid. I want to be in an RV, and I want to have my Jeep Gladiator towed behind me as we, travel the country. But we can do that because we still have cell phone coverage and we can still plug into the virtual whenever we want to. So it's like this blitz. Like we're going to be able to do things we've never done before because of the technology. We're not going to be held hostage by the technology if we don't let it. It doesn't have to be. All I'm saying is entrepreneurs, and I gave the idea of the 10-year model. What's going to happen in 10 years? It will affect you in 10 years as a real estate agent. The real estate agent as we know it is going to be different in 10 years. One thing that I do know, and I could say this, timestamp, market, 10 years from now, if we're still doing this show, come back.
We will be.
If you have to sell 20 houses right now to make a really good living in real estate, that number is going to be 40 or 60 or 80. To make the same amount of money that you're making right now in 10 years, you're going to have to double, triple, or quadruple your production as the value of real estate agents go down because of technology and the blockchain and everything that's moving. So here, what you're going to have to use, you're going to have to use this technology to your advantage. You're going to have to know how to use this technology because times are moving really fast, and you as a professional advisor are going to be needed, but it's going to look completely different than it does right now. 100%.
I think the industry is going to look completely different by the end of the year.
Right.
Yeah, I think it will too. But I have to point out a fact. Those of you who are just listening to us, Jake is teabagging a cup.
He was teabagging me while I was talking. Yeah, I was trying.
He was dipping.
Yeah.
Just
so here's a tip of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
No pun intended.
Dandelion tea is one of the best antioxidants that you could ever possibly consume. So the next time you look at your beautiful lawn and it has all of these yellow flowers, just know that thing is a cancer preventative.
But wait a second.
Wait. What is it?
Dandelions,
which is also what we would call a weed.
Yeah.
Are we putting on our tinfoil hats right now because Monsanto?
Yes.
What is their whole job in life? Is to kill weeds.
But yet they still they're running both sides on this. But we're not going to go down that path now.
Let's think about this real quick, and then I'll let you get back to your.
Yeah.
So think about this. So here's all of these cancer-causing weed killers that kill your dandelions, but that's the stuff that causes the cancer, while the dandelions are the ones that help you with your antioxidants.
So let's spin that into real estate really quickly. What is your cancer killer and what is your antioxidant when it comes to lead generation? You know, what would be, Jake, pick two things right now. If you're a real estate agent active right now, what would be your dandelion killer that you kill your business?
Lack of action. I mean, so real estate agents right now, more so than ever, I believe, need to double and triple down on their efforts. Just get in and work their rear end off and start deploying technology, deploying marketing initiatives, start spreading their wings, just getting out there, not letting any time waste underneath your feet, because we've got big economists in mainstream media that are talking about how if this economy turns over, that the majority of the real estate industry could be sitting in the food line.
But there's such an opportunity here. If you go cash heavy, so you dump a property or two, or if you save some money, you can really make a big come up when it comes to buying in a down market, which I've done, and I've made a lot of money doing that. Is that something you see coming down the road?
I think that we're in a very tumultuous industry or economy right now, and I think it's going to get worse and worse and worse before it gets better. So the people that are, once again, doubling down on their initiatives, putting more out there, getting more seen, identifying unique selling propositions, adding that to their business model. I mean, you have to go right now. Now is the time to hit throttle.
So
not just
let's talk about being seen. Like, describe being seen.
Okay. Go out and say hello, hand out cards, go to the dog park, identify with a unique selling proposition, and then call every single person inside of your contact list and tell them about what you have to offer of value. And
good.
So it's time to go right now. It's time to go ahead and go. So our world changes, and you guys all are watching this in the news. Every week it's something new. Every week it's something new. We're about 2-3 weeks away from the Fed ratcheting some stuff up again here in the near future. Technology is changing. We have to adapt and we have to keep moving. If you don't adapt and if you don't keep moving, then you're going to end up finding someplace else to go ahead and work.
Yes, you will. Walmart is always accepting door greeters.
Not necessarily. Tesla's even starting to lay off. Facebook just announced that it's laying off a whole bunch of people.
Didn't they lay off like
Coinbase is laying off.
Yeah.
Gas prices are going up.
Mark Zuckerberg flat out told his employees in a public address that a lot of you are not even good enough to work here anymore.
What?
Last weekend, over the holiday weekend. Happy 4th of July,
Yeah.
everybody. You suck.
Yeah, go fuck yourself and die. And I can't
Speaking
see
of
that.
Facebook, I'll parlay that into being seen. And right now, okay, so elephant in the room, it's always here. We talk about video all the time. You should be doing video every single day in some capacity.
Correct.
My job as a coach, if you will, with my clients is to give them the best possible scenario. So when they do spend their time, effort, and energy into video, where can they place that video to get the most leverage, right? Typically, the reason why I like doing paid ads is because you can turn on ads immediately, get seen by thousands of people. That is still happening right now in the vertical video space. So if you've been freaking out about starting a YouTube channel forever, don't. It's a lot of work, and you have to do 2 to 3 videos a week for an extended period of time for that YouTube channel to take off. So like, just put your mind at ease. Don't start the YouTube channel unless you're really committed. It's a great tool, but that's not where it's at right now. You need to be in vertical video. Number one, so you would say automatically go to TikTok. Well, I will tell you from somebody who actually posts vertical video all the time that I am getting 10x the reach right now in probably the past 60 days on IG Reels and Facebook Reels. Facebook Reels are promoting the shit out of vertical video right now. So
they had to respond to TikTok.
They're responding to TikTok. So if you don't have a TikTok,
hold on one second. So are you saying to stop doing stories and start doing reels?
I'm 100% saying if you are going to post any content on Facebook right now, post Facebook Reels. They are pushing the absolute crap out of Facebook Reels right now. So if you're not doing anything, that's the one thing you need to be focusing on specifically for Facebook. For Instagram, it's 100% Reels. It's always been Reels for a while, but like to give you an example, like I'll get 1,000 plays on TikTok. The same video on Reels will get 10,000. The same one on Facebook Reels will get 15,000.
We're launching these initiatives for Freedom Move USA. Over the last 2 weeks, we've been literally watching all of this stuff.
It's not even close. It's 10x plus.
And the leads are coming into the call center like crazy because of it.
All right. So I posted a story on Instagram yesterday about me sitting on this rooftop with this like grass area and, like bocce balls. And I was working from up there. And I felt pretty proud about myself because I have 617 views on that story. So if I put that into a reel, you're telling me I'd be at like 10,000 views?
As long as you tag it and label it properly.
It's two different scenarios, right? You think about stories.
Fuck, I'm screwing up.
Stories are basically like your database. The people that are close to you, the accounts that already subscribe to you, a lot of those, that's what stories, like that's keeping in touch with your database. Your reels is your outreach. That's your cold calling, right? So like as far as a platform's concerned, you should do both. If you had to pick one for leverage, I'm always going to say reels. But if you're going to do a couple, stories a day, that's cool. That keeps people that already know you and engage with you up to date.
Top of mind, yeah.
But you're not going to get 10,000 views on a reel. I mean, on a story.
On a story.
You're only going to get that on a reel.
So, God, I really fucking hate you guys sometimes. You know that?
Thanks, Greg.
I'm sitting here rubbing my head if you guys
I'm
are
out. See you later.
And I'm just like, gosh, dang it.
The takeaway today is fried chicken and dandelion tea.
That's right.
Yes, 100%. But here's the thing. How do you create a reel? How do you do that?
Best practices. Okay. Spend, and this might seem like a lot, start off with at least 20 minutes. I spend an hour a day, and it's typically before bedtime or right around bedtime, where I will be on TikTok. Now, I use TikTok the most for trending because there's typically more trending teeth. And then I'll cross-reference to Instagram. But anyway, spend an hour a day and just scroll through the feed. So there's 2 ways to do this. You can scroll through your feed, and then when you see a video, you're always trying to correlate that video in relationship to whatever you offer.
Okay.
So if you see something you like, favorite that video for later. Favorite it for later. You get an idea. Like, my mind's always working. How can I spin this video that I just saw into real estate or in some form or fashion? Or in our case, how do I spin this into a Free to Move USA commercial, which I'm currently doing, right? So scroll through and you're going to favorite. You're not in that zone, in that 20-minute, 30-minute zone or hour, however long you spend. In that zone, all you're doing is curating the content that you will make later. So now
Okay.
you've spent an hour a day, and you can even spend an hour a week. It could scale as much as you want, right?
Okay, so I'm on TikTok right now as we talk.
Yeah.
I'm on the right-hand side. Is that the like little flag
Bookmark.
looking thing?
Yeah, the bookmark.
Add to favorites.
Yeah. So now you're going to add those to favorites so that when you do have time blocked in your schedule to make content, you can go back very quickly. And now you have 5, 10, 15 videos to look at that you go, oh, yeah, I remember that. And now I can make a duet or a stitch or a fresh video based on that topic. That's a general idea, right? Typically, you're going to see the For You page stuff. You're going to see the most trending stuff. That's like a larger reach. A more narrow would be to say, for 20 minutes, I'm going to do general, most trending content. And then for another 20 minutes, I'm going to go deep into hashtags and see what people are posting in my niche. And this is where you would get 10 to 12 different hashtags that are relevant. And don't search for stuff like real estate related, right? You want to search in your market, your local real estate agent. Don't use the hashtag real estate, because you're going to get every goofy fucking realtor in the country and their stupid dances. And that's not your market. That might be my market selling Free to Move USA. That's not your market as a real estate agent. You want to look at local hashtags in your market that would be relevant. What would you search for if you're looking for a restaurant or anything that goes on in your area? Those are the hashtags you want to focus on as a real estate agent, because that's what people are searching for, that will be introduced to you as the professional in the market. Forget the real estate hashtags if you're trying to get sellers and buyers. That would
Become a consumer of your local marketplace in all things. Vacation, travel, food, eats. Just become a consumer of your local marketplace. See what's going on in it, and then grab that and correlate it into what you're doing.
That just.
But without making it too heavy and too much homework.
You just did.
It's super simple, bro. Like, whenever you're scrolling through TikTok or Instagram, just favorite something that you like. And then whenever you sit down to say, I'm going to create a video today, you have a really good bank of ideas to focus on. And then you can create a video in 10 minutes and feel confident.
But
because it's not hard at that point.
Wouldn't you want to associate it with like a popular song on TikTok or something like that? That would get more.
I'm looking at all that though. So that's.
I watched this chick who's hilarious. She makes fun of her co-host all the time. She's a newscaster, and she picks on her co-host, but she does these crazy videos all the time. But she always does very vibrant dances and musical stuff. But
Nick's getting ready to do that for Real Estate America News.
That's right, he is.
Yeah, he's going to start dancing around for us, bringing them all into the news.
All right, gentlemen, let's break into the next subject here. TikTok and posting and everything else. Are there final takeaways on that subject before we move on?
Yeah, I've got something.
Good.
Content calendar, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't have something blocked into your week as far as this is the time and this is the day that I'm going to sit down and originate some content that I can then share out, you're doing it wrong already. Make sure it's on your calendar. Book some time, close the doors, get rid of the energy vampires, flush the mind from all the rest of the stuff that's going on, and get into that space. It's going to be healthy for your business.
So, Jake, how would you do that? I mean, people are working from home. They have kiddos. They have spouses, significant others.
Well, there is duct tape, Greg.
And that is when you use it on the kids. And I'm joking when I say that.
Children, sit down. You have to eat your peas. And then you don't have to tie up their arms. Just put some duct tape around their waist, tie them to the table, Time to the chair
Mm-hmm.
and say, Mom and Dad will be back in an hour. Peas need to be on.
So everyone who's listening to this, that is a complete joke. We are not
Figure it out. Just
advocating.
figure it out. So, and if your environment is not healthy for you to go ahead and clear your mind and do that, switch environments.
That's what
relocate your body to a different place and then do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll piggyback off that. Here's a great mindset shift. If you don't value video, so like Jake said, you have to put it on your calendar or it doesn't exist. And 9 times out of 10, when I'm talking to somebody and I say you have to create video, it's not the idea that they don't understand they need to create video. It's they don't value what that video creation means. For example, if somebody told you as a real estate agent that you could give a presentation to an audience of 100 people in your local market. Next week, Greg, I want you to meet me at this restaurant because after we eat lunch, I'm going to give you the opportunity to talk about you yourself and what you do to 100 people in your local market.
Somebody's going to spend 28 hours of prep time.
You would clear everything off your calendar to do that. You would show up early. You'd be so excited about that one thing. You would drive there. It would be the only thing you think about for a week.
True.
But you won't get in your car and drive to a nice location like a new construction development and spend 2 hours round trip in a day to create a video because you think that's wasting time when that video can be seen by thousands of people super easily.
Well, tens of thousands, honestly.
Even if it's spent by 100, even if only 100 people view your reel and you spent 2 hours creating it, you feel like that's a loss. You're like, man, Greg gets 100,000 views on a video and I only got 100. But if those 100 people were in a room, you would feel like a superstar. It's like we make this idea that social media is so big that we're a failure if we only get a few views. But at the end of the day, if 100 people are watching you, that's cool, man. Like, be happy about that.
That's really cool. Jake is twitching his pen, so I want him to jump in on this.
Yeah. And then after you get done doing that, then drop the link into your email list and send out an email to everybody and say, hey, check this out, what I did on Instagram.
Yeah, it's super. It's
play with it. You guys have to be out, bullets down range, everybody. All right. On the trigger, bullets down range. That is Sergeant Wolfe's military analogy of we need to constantly just be engaging. All right.
And you guys have heard me tell this story when Jake first said that word, that phrase to me. He's like, hey, you want to put bullets down range? And I'm like, the fuck does that mean? He's like, do you want leads? I'm like, oh, yeah. I want leads. And I got a $1.8 million listing out of it. So,
and everybody's different, right? Everybody, like, we're all busy. But the first thing, like, usually I'll tell somebody that, like, go shoot a video, spend 2 hours shooting a video. And it's like, I don't have time to do that.
It's called a cell phone.
If the first thing that comes to your mind is, I don't have time to do that, the next exercise I want you to do is take your calendar from when you wake up to when you go to sleep in 15-minute increments and literally write down what you did all day. And you will be astonished by how much time you wasted on bullshit that you could be doing productive activities like video for your business.
It's going to change your life, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not managing your busy. So the whole thing is we all need to be busy, right? We need to drive our business to go ahead and make us busy, but we have to control that busy. And you do that by utilizing your calendar. So get more into it and respect every single time block on there.
Yep.
Right. So if that means it's just you learning, if it's just you watching Real Estate Uncensored every single Wednesday at this time, that is your time to go ahead and check in, to go ahead and get some knowledge. Nobody else should be encumbering that at all whatsoever. Control your busy.
It's controlling, like Jake, obviously ex-military. The Navy SEALs have the 3-foot rule. So when they're doing rock climbing training, they say you control within 3 feet of you. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you're building your business and growing your business, you have a 3-foot rule. Anything within 3 feet you can control. Everything else, forget about it. The politics, the weather, the market, you can't control that. You can control what you can contact. So that's your database, that's your local market, that's your local businesses, that's anything, fill in the blank. But think about that. if you really just hone in, like, oh my gosh, President so and so is doing blank, and I don't like it, or I like it, depends on where you stand. Don't really give a flying fuck. But then you're just like, you know what? I'm gonna go out and door knock in this neighborhood around around my listing, and I'm just gonna give people information. That's your 3-foot rule. So just start doing that. Think about that. Anything is okay. It could be social media, it could be video, it could be just going out and saying hello to the local stores. Like I went out to the local store this morning to pick up some hummus and some cheese and some other stuff. And I'll tell you one thing, the guy who was in there, the one thing that I keep coming back to this little corner store is the reason that he says, you know what? Anytime you come in here with your dog, purchase, no purchase, I'm going to give him a treat. And I was like, shit. That's such a small thing, but such a big action. So what could you do in your business today to bring that value to your customers? I mean, it's a fucking dog treat. It's simple.
I've got a question for everybody. You know, we're here live right now, and there's a good amount of you that are watching. List some of the things that you're interested in or struggling with your business. We'll answer that live right now in the air. We'll give you as best of our feedback as we possibly can. So something that you're struggling with in your business, something that you want us to go ahead and weigh in on from an opinion, please list it here in the comments. We'll go ahead and get you informed. So
also, when it comes to dogs, guys, yes, I 100% agree with Jake on that one. Give us some ideas, give us thoughts. Go to allthingsrealestate.com. I do not own stock. I'm not promoting, but they got some great opportunities for you to promote yourself out in your local communities, so you guys can get some visibility when you're starting or reinventing yourself or anything else. So does not matter. Gentlemen, as people are typing in, let's do some final thoughts. We're coming up on the bingo of the show. Nick, give me your final thoughts before we get questions.
Web3 is going to change the internet and the way that we communicate, and as much as social media has changed Web 1 into Web 2 right now. So get educated, start looking at Web 3 stuff as it relates to real estate specifically, right?
Sure.
What is blockchain technology? What are the companies that are coming out using this technology to disrupt real estate, because it's happening right now? How you as a real estate agent, what your job looks like today versus what it could look like in 10 years, right? We want to future proof our business. But again, like I always talk about this, don't paralyze yourself in fear. Keep moving right now to the best of your knowledge with the tools and assets that you have right now to continue to sell real estate the way that you're doing, right? Inaction is the worst action. So don't get stuck in that. As far as essentially vertical video, if you're going to do any kind of video right now, make sure it's vertical. Make sure you're posting on Facebook Reels. If you've never posted a Facebook Reel, like, get on it, because they're promoting the piss out of it. If you don't know how to get to it, literally go up to your, go on your phone, and in the search bar, just type in Reels. It'll take you right there to where you can post a reel. It's super simple. Like, it doesn't have to be complicated. But also make sure you're doing an IG, and if you don't have a TikTok account, like, that's my home base. That's where I start all my discovery, typically, is on TikTok, and then filter it out through all the other platforms.
Okay. That's a phenomenal takeaway right there, by the way. Jake, what would be your takeaway?
I see people struggling a whole lot less when they have something of extreme value to give to their consumer that nobody else does. So now, more in this downturn of a market where it's costing us twice as much at the gas station to fill up the vehicles, twice as much for the steak at the dinner table, twice as much for everything. Mm-hmm. Even my hot shave increased to $12.99.
Wait,
tube of hot shave.
You only have to pay $12.99 for a hot shave?
Well, it's my hot shave
product, yeah. Not service.
Doubled in price. Okay, so however, unique selling propositions that go ahead and save your customer money, save them personal convenience, is huge in this marketplace right now, because that's what people are thinking about. We are making, I say this a lot over the last 2 or 3 weeks. When anybody sits down at the dinner table, it's not necessarily how good the steak is. It's about, oh shit, that costs $16 a pound. So every time people hit the grocery stores, you see folks up and down the aisles just randomly standing there shaking their heads. So,
I personally do that myself. 100%. Like I go to my supermarket called Safeway here in San Francisco, and it's called Safeway, and we go in there, and it used to be like $4 to $8 for like a super pack of chicken. It's like $21 now. It's astronomically stupid. But then you go to a discount market, and you find it for you found it for like $12. It's like, okay, it's a good deal. So I think that's a good analogy to like kind of say like evaluate your options.
You always have options. That's the thing.
Always
right?
have options.
On the chicken, I'm starting to buy chicken legs. You can buy a
Ooh.
whole flat of chicken legs for $5 versus now chicken breasts are like $30 a pack. Like, it's chicken, man. You know,
ladies and gentlemen, just go buy the whole chicken. All right, throw it in the oven,
or that.
Bake it on 350, salt it and season it as you like. You're gonna have a lot better deal.
Way better.
Saying, like, you're always like, if that's
it,
if you're like stuck on the $8 Starbucks coffee, like we have a lot of first world problems right now that we have to adapt a little bit, right?
Oh, I love it when you say first world problems.
But everybody's experiencing that. And when it comes back to real estate really quickly, everyone's trying to charge more. They're trying to get this, trying to get that. For you guys, as you guys are buying and selling and everything else, just like Jake was saying, like evaluate your options. Everybody likes a discount. And Veronica Jones, who is a great show. We love Veronica. Chicken is up 46%. She's going to switch to pork. Okay. So there's that. So are you going to be the chicken when it comes to like the option, or are you going to be the pork? Are you going to be discount, or are you going to be the whole product? You just really got to roll with that one a little bit. No, you did not just make that up. Shut up.
Good form, Veronica.
Yeah, she's awesome. Okay, guys. Nick, where can people get a hold of you?
Go to reunation.com.
All right.
Check out the show. Check out all the shows that we're doing. If you want to get in contact with me, fill out the form. My face is all over that website. And we'd love to have you inside our Freedom Move USA program. We are doing some really great things. We're helping people recession-proof their business with the best unique selling proposition in the country right now, I believe.
The private group over at Freedom Move USA is like a party central. Everybody's having fun, making money, getting listings.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, you caught me in the middle of a sip of a 7-Up. All right, Jake, where can people find you?
Same, reunation.com. Enter your information in there. My bio section is there if you need to get in contact with us. Come check us out at freedommoveusa.com. You're going to thank me later. But ladies and gentlemen, I can't stress enough the importance of it's time to get to work, ladies and gentlemen. 2022, no breaks. Here's how you hedge inflation, make more money. All right, so it's time to get to work. Double down on your efforts. And if you need any help, let us know. We're here for you.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, like they both have said, go to reunation.com. You'll get incredible content. We got great content creators, great content that's going to be able to be purchased because of our advertisers. But go out there and hang out with us. Kick it with us. We're changing platforms because this one is just a little bit more clunky than it should have been. But we love you to pieces. Gentlemen, I have 2 questions for you. I need a color for the bow in the show. Jake, first for you.
Kentucky Fried Chicken Red.
Ooh, spicy. I like it. Nick.
Well, I'll have to go Popeye's yellow or orange. Is it orange?
The duel of the chickens.
God. And by the way, that's ending my streak of wood species, which I'm very conflicted about right now. but I'll stick with the orange Popeyes.
Let's see
Okay,
if
so
Greg
we're
can handle
doing-
this one.
We're doing orange Popeyes and Kentucky Fried. What is it? Kentucky Fried Red? Is that what it
Kentucky
is?
Fried Chicken Red, ladies and
Okay,
gentlemen.
that's what it is. Anyways, I never eat at any of these places, so I'm just trying to.
Wait,
hang
Greg,
out with
how
you
can
guys.
people get in touch with you if they're interested in talking to you?
You guys can reach out to me on my personal cell phone at 925 915 1978. Or guys, go over to my Instagram, Greg McDaniel, REU. Send me a message. Let's hang out. Let's have, if I can coach you or train you or, connect you with someone that you might want to know. Trust me, I know a lot of people. I would love to be a value add asset to you. On that note, we love you to pieces. We couldn't do this show without you. So, guys, until next time, peace out, ninjas. We gone. And Jake is going to dip.
Teabagging.
He's going to teabag.